Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Carlisle School's Grandparents and Special Guest Day. I'm Haddon Probst. I'll be your host for today's broadcast, and I'm joined by my co-host, Charity White. Hi, Charity.
Haddon, I'm so happy to be here today.
Charity and I both serve Carlisle on the Student Council. She is president of the Middle School SCA, and I am president of the Upper School SCA. This is one of the many leadership opportunities that Carlisle School offers students throughout the year.
That's right, and we are thrilled to show you more of these student experiences today. Throughout the broadcast, Haddon and I will take you around our campus to see Carlisle education in action. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. To begin our event today, Lower School SCA President Cooper Meyer, joined by 5th grade SCA members, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. And now Upper School SCA Vice President Amelia Monroe will lead us in the invocation.
Lord, as we begin our Grandparents' Day celebration, we place ourselves before you, for you are filled with the beauty and light and care deeply about us. Help us to value and appreciate those we gather with. May your light enfold us. May your spirit guide us, and may your grace abound in us. Amen.
Thank you, Amelia. Next, we will hear a special message from Carlisle's head of school, Miss Gracie Agnew.
Welcome to our Grandparents and Special Guest Day. It is a privilege to showcase our wonderful Institute of Learning, Carlisle School. The students and teachers make it the priceless academic jewel that it is. Join us as we provide a snapshot of what makes our school a model of success. Your support is instrumental to our continued existence as an independent school committed to the education of the whole child. We could not do it without you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Now, as she mentioned, funding from donors is critical to our success. During the broadcast today, we are challenging you, our viewers, to help us raise funds needed to support the academic programs at Carlisle School. You can visit carlisleschool.org/give to make a secure online donation, or call 276-632-7288 to make a pledge. We have staff standing by to assist you. Charity, back to you.
I'm with Miss Swanson in Preschool 3, and these students are part of the class of 2035. Miss Swanson, tell us about the Preschool 3 program.
So our pre-K3 program focuses on child-centered learning, and we foster compassion, curiosity, and critical thinking. We encourage students to collaborate while they're immersed in play-based activities. And I'm most well known for my use of music in the classroom. You would be amazed at what you can teach a 3-year-old with a song. So each day my students go to different learning centers, and thanks to our small class sizes, I'm able to work individually with each child or pull for small groups. And while the academic aspects are evident in our pre-K3 program, we truly work to develop the whole child and hold social and emotional development as the top priority of our pre-K3 program. And I'm a bit of a history buff, and so I have incorporated numerous historical experiences for my 3-year-olds. And speaking of history, I think my friends have something to share today, right, Nina?
Hold the video. This is our flag. It's red, white, and blue. There's a star each state. My state too. Virginia has a star. When could it be? I really like to know like it's so to me.
Great. Jackson, how many stars are on the American flag?
50.
50 stars for the 50 states. Great job.
6 Semper Tyrannis.
Thank you to Miss Swanson and her students. I'm here with Sayer Fontaine de Pass from Miss Aaron's freshman English class. The class has recently completed a special project on idioms. So Sayer, tell us a little bit about that.
Idioms are a group of words that have a meaning not deducible from those of individual words. In freshman English class, we had fun creating clips to explain idioms. I hope this video will help you wrap your heads around idioms.
Thanks, Sayer. Well, let's not miss the video. Let me read that. Thanks, Sayer. Well, let's not miss the boat. Roll that video. You know what they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Great job, freshman class. I hear that we have some donors who are already getting involved with the Carlisle Annual Fund. Let's pop over to see Amelia in the donation center.
Thanks, Haddon. Throughout the show, I will give you updates on our fundraising progress. I'd like to thank a few families who have recently donated, and you can find a full list of all the supporters on our website. Thank you to Donald and Marlene Levins, Jim Eggleston, Betsy Linsky, Doug and Louis Riddle, Bill and Bonnie Sheldon, Danny and Martha Smith, Dwight and Ann Schultz, Ronald and Nanny White, Mike and Sue Washburn, in honor of Louis and Sherry Holt. Now let's pop over to Charity in the lower school.
Thanks, Amelia, and thank you to all the donors who are stepping up to help support Carlisle School. We truly appreciate your support. Today we have guests tuning in to watch from all over the nation, and we thought it would be fun to give a special door prize to the registered viewer from the farthest distance away. Our winner will receive a Carlisle School face mask, and their grandchild will receive a gift certificate to the Carlisle School Spiritwear store.
Our winner is Richard and Patricia Daniels from Kent, Washington. Congrats.
Up next, we have students from Miss Walker and Miss Pettit's 4th grade classes who have been working on a special project. Let's watch and see.
In 4th grade, we have been working on personal memoirs. I have many memories of the beach. We unpacked and changed to get in the pool. It was so much fun. I splashed in the pool with my PJs on. I went into the hot tub with my grandma.
I have many special memories at the beach. At the arcade, I beat my cousin in a race for the most tickets. I won the race by spinning a wheel and getting a grand prize of 500 tickets. I got a disco ball, slide tickets, and an orange.
I have so many memories of Grady. I remember when I came home every day. I loved seeing him in the mudroom and his tail wagged like it was on fire. I would pet him and do my homework. I always spent most of the time loving on him and cuddling him. I have so many memories of Grady. I remember going outside and playing with him. I would get the tennis ball and throw it so far that Grady would run like he was in the Kentucky Derby and would sit down and cheer. I remember him to be the sweetest dog that ever lived. I have so many memories of my first competition season. I won my first school team. I was really confused, but I got the hang of it. I also had a lot of fun. It was really hard to be in my first year. I was so excited to learn my routine.
So this year in the middle school, we have taken down walls to make room for our students and give them the appropriate space that they need. In room 2-3, the wall was removed and 6th grade is housed in that room. They are 6 feet apart and have plenty of space to move about and to allow room for them to do creative activities. In the future, we are ready to make that room a writing lab with space for students to collaborate. So once the pandemic is over, we will create a space for our students to have a writing lab. This year, all of our students in grades 6 through 8 have iPads, and we have installed numerous apps on the iPad to allow them to participate and collaborate without having to leave their seat. Notability is one of our favorites. The teachers have this app as well. Students can project their work onto the TV screen for others to see. The teacher can also do the same for the students, and they are then allowed to share it within Google Classroom for other classmates to see and collaborate with.
Whether we are on campus or learning from home, we are all a part of the Carlisle family. Over to you, Charity.
I'm the dining room hall in the Panel Walker Hall. This year, the space has been adapted to serve as a classroom for Miss Thompson's 5th grade. It's one of the many changes Carlisle has made to ensure student and faculty safety during the COVID pandemic. Miss Meschler is the Carlisle School STEAM coordinator. She and Miss Thompson have been working on a very exciting project with the 5th grade. Let's watch.
Our 5th graders are learning about the importance of having clean water. They've learned that clean water is something that not everyone has access to around the world and including even in our country. We have discussed different ways of cleaning water and having the clean water to drink. We have explored lots of different types of materials, and we are creating filters and filtering water that is full of sediment. So here are the examples of the water that we are filtering with our homemade water filters. So this one is a mixture of water and coffee grinds. This one is water and cinnamon. So the children have experimented with different types of materials to see how much sediment particles they collect. They have put little holes in the bottom so that they can actually pour their dirty water full of sediment into their top of their cup, and it filters through, comes out the bottom into a clear cup. So then they're able to gauge and see how clear their water is compared to the original water that was full of sediment, considered dirty water, to see how successful their plan was to build their filter and how it worked. Some of the children chose to put sand as their top layer. Some children chose to use coffee filters. This one they put the cotton balls as the top layer. So there's different layers of materials inside of the cup.
So this is my plan. I put coffee filter, paper towel, paper, sand, then another paper towel, coffee filter, cotton balls. And when the water went through, and then it took a while, but it came out as this. It's better that the water
water's lighter because when the water's lighter, it means there's less germs or dirt and stuff in it, so you don't get sick.
Wow, that's impressive. These students are learning skills that can make a positive global impact. Before we move on, let's see how Amelia is doing over in the donation center.
Thanks, Charity. Things are going great over here. And so I want to thank our newest donors, Hayden Dran, Dubak and Kim Bannerdean, Wyoma Bryan, Brad and Juliana Carter, Jacob and Sherry Cole. As of now, we have raised more than $71,145 for the annual fund. If you have not made a gift to the annual fund yet, you can visit carlisleSchool.org/give to make a secure online donation, or you can call 276-632-7288 to make a pledge. Every dollar makes a difference.
We are the Carlisle High School robotics team who participates in the MATE robotics competition. Our name, Daciatus, is based off the scientific name for the common stingray. Because the first year we competed, we split the team into two parts to come up with the design, and one team wanted to model it after something that moves well in water, thus the stingray design, name, and logo. Our team consists of our coach and 11 members divided into 3 teams: structural, electrical, and marketing. And we also have 3 officers: a chief safety officer, a chief financial officer, and a chief executive officer.
It's a regional competition in May where a bunch of robotics teams all over Virginia come together to compete with their robots, designs called ROVs, to accomplish tasks. There are 3 main tasks that the competition entails, and they simulate current world problems and solutions. So for example, one of the tasks requires the team's ROVs to pick up debris to simulate ocean pollution. And this gives high schoolers the opportunity to provide solutions to real-world issues.
In order to compete in the competition, we have to first build a main ROV and a mini ROV. The main ROV is the one that would be completing a majority of the tasks. The mini ROV is built to complete a specialized task only for the mini one. But in order, before we actually build the ROVs, we have to come up with a marketing campaign to raise money to get materials to build the ROVs. So we have to, overall, the actual robot only makes up a small portion of the competition. The marketing campaign and the interviews and the questioning from the judges makes up most of the actual competition and the points being scored. We have to run the team basically as a company, which comes in handy or will come in handy further in life. So it's good to have the experience now.
The MATE robotics competition includes all grade levels and all schools, and it gives opportunities even to younger children in middle school and lower schools. We hope to bring our lower school and middle school teams back next year, but this year, unfortunately, we won't be able to bring them to the competition. But next year, we will make sure that they will come back.
That was great. We wish Daciatus the best of luck this season. Behind me, you can see one of our outdoor classroom spaces that were set up for student safety this year. The children love reading and doing class activities outside under the tent. Up next, we want to virtually introduce Carlisle's classes of 2021. The COVID-19 pandemic introduced some very useful technology to the educational world this year. Zoom is an amazing resource that allows groups of people to meet virtually, but sometimes those boxes remind us of something. Something familiar. Now, what is it?
Here's the story of Carlisle School, who was educating awesome students. 12 of them, very lovely girls, who would change the world. Here's the story of Carlisle School, who was educating awesome students. 8 of them, very handsome boys, working hard to do their best. Till the one day when they all came together to create a great group of students, making memories that will forever last. last. That's the way they became the senior class. The senior class. The senior class. That's the way they became the senior class. 2021.
That was so funny. Shout out to all my fellow seniors. Before we move on, let's visit Amelia in the donation center.
Yes, let's thank our most recent donors, including John and Bonnie Severo, Susan Henderson, Gracie Agnew, Frank and Kathy Gilfoyle. As of now, we have raised more than $71,379 for the annual fund. Thank you, everyone. If you have not made a gift to the annual fund yet, you can visit carlisleschools.org/give to make a secure online donation, or you can call 276-632-7288 to make a pledge. We have staff standing by to assist you. Back to you, Haddon.
Thanks, Amelia. And thank you also to all of our donors who are giving the gift of education. Up next, we have an exciting project that our 8th grade STEAM exploratory class has been working on.
Roll that video.
Claymation is an animation that you can use like different materials to make like a storyline, or just like some little silly video. Like for instance, for me, I made like a little cat video. Stop motion animation is where you take a bunch of pictures of slow movements of your character and then you can put it together into a video.
We use mathematics and geometry to make sure that each time we took a picture, our claymation was in the right spot.
We learned about the history of animation and how each animation used to be picture by picture, which would be hand drawn, and like all the normal classic animations that you know were drawn with hand. Each animation, even if it was like 30 seconds long, it had to be 100 drawings each.
The most challenging part for me was getting all of the sets set up. And since my claymation involved a lot of props to make a big vehicle to eventually be put together, it took a lot of clay and to put together, and there were some parts where they were falling apart at some points. So it was hard to keep together and just make the props in general.
Shout out to my fellow 8th graders. That was a really fun project, and we all enjoyed seeing our creations come to life. I'm here with Miss Martin's Preschool 4 students, and they're going to show us one of the exciting lessons they've been learning this fall. Right, Kate?
Right. Roll the video.
Season is what? Fall. And in the fall, our leaves start out being what color?
Green.
Green. What color is green in Spanish?
Verde.
Verde. Very good.
We are learning Spanish. Red is rojo. Green is verde. Green is my favorite color. Green is verde. Blue is azul. Yellow is my angel. Brown is cafe.
Gracias. Muy bien. Thank you to Miss Martin and her students. Up ahead, we still have more classroom visits, so stay tuned. Before we move on, let's visit Amelia in the donation center.
Thanks, Adam. Let's thank our most recent donors, including Janet Seacrest, Al Jolly, Anisha Johnson, Gracie Agnew, Frank and Kathy Guilfoyle, John and Bonnie Favera. As of now, we have raised more than $71,479 for the annual fund. Thank you, everyone. If you have not made a gift to the annual fund yet, you can visit carlisleschools.org/give to make a secure online donation, or you can call 276-632-7288 to make a pledge. We have staff standing by to assist you, and every dollar raised helps to support the programs here at Carlisle School. Back to you, Haddon.
Thanks, Amelia. I'm here with Miss Gibson and her students from one section of the 7th grade history class. The students have been learning about ancient people and places through some unique hands-on opportunities. Let's watch and learn.
The 7th grade has been studying archaeology and ancient peoples, and particularly prehistoric peoples, which, I don't think they really understood what that means. It means people that we have no writing, we have no written materials, and so we don't have a report from them about what they thought or felt, or what they were doing, what their lives were like, or what their beliefs were and their values. So it's difficult to understand this, and what we have to go on are artifacts, which is things that people have created. So we've spent the last few days examining and investigating some things that people actually created. And these are the little fragments of creation, I call it learning from fragments, that we've been using in this class, that the students could actually have and touch, rather than just reading about something or reading a tertiary source account in a textbook of this is what people had or this is what they were like. These are artifacts that that actually were made by people not too far from here as a part of their daily life. And so we have these remains of their lives that these kids can actually touch and appreciate and hopefully identify with and get a little better understanding of what it was like to live here 4,000 years ago.
We're now in Miss Jones' 1st grade class where her students have been practicing writing stories. I'm excited to see some of the stories these students have to share. Let's watch.
In 1st grade, we have been writing stories. I went to the zoo. First, I saw the llama. It was brown and fluffy. Next, I saw slobbering cows. They were white and black. Last, I went to see the lions. They were brown and roaring. It was a wonderful trip because I saw lions for the first time. I went in a plane to India. It took 16 hours to get there. In India, I rode a camel and I rode an elephant. I saw a castle and I saw a desert. I went shopping and to a magic show. I got to meet my cousins. My trip was fun, exciting, and interesting. I had lots of snakes at my house. First, they were in my living room. They were crawling on the floor. They had slithered in under the door. Then they were near the kitchen door. Next, they were in Mama's room. Our cats had got the snakes from the woods. Mama caught the snakes in sticky traps. I was surprised to have snakes in my house. Today, I went to my dad's friend's house. The bees lived there. We went to the home because a bee stung me. We put ammonia on the steam. I like the bees, but I don't like when when they sting me.
C, words, I know what they are. Consonant, vowel, consonant. 1, 2, 3. When we say their sounds, stretch your arms left to right with me. When we say the word, reach up high and celebrate. H-U-G. H-U-G. B-U-G. B-U-G. Bug.
Thanks, Haddon. Let's thank our most recent donors, including Anisha Johnson, Janet Seacrest, Al Jolly, Amar and Amy Parikh, Vicki Berkheimer, Carol Tess, Ronnie and Susan Henderson. As of now, we have raised more than $72,104 for the annual fund. So thank you for supporting our school. If you have not made a gift to the annual fund yet, you can do so by going to carlisleSchool.org/give to make a secure online donation, or you can call 276-632-7288 to make a pledge. You have staff standing by to assist you, and every dollar raised helps to support the programs here at Carlisle School. Charity, over to you.
That's wonderful news. Thank you to all the donors. I'm with Miss Wingfield's second grade class where her students have been learning about maps and our world. Let's take a look at their project.
Did you know that in Asia there's the biggest mountain called Mount Everest? I learned that in South America is where the Amazon River is at. I learned that Africa gives the most diamonds and the most chocolates. I learned that the longest river, the Nile River, is in Africa. And that Antarctica has 98% covered in ice and snow. I learned that Australia is the only country in Australia, and that Australia is the only island continent. I learned that Asia is the biggest continent. There is no desert in Europe. Did you know Antarctica is a cold desert? I learned that the largest snake, the anaconda, only lives in South America.
If you're looking at a globe or a map of the world, and you want to understand it, you gotta know these hemispheres, north and south poles, equator, oceans, continents, and lots of countries. The real world is round and shaped like a sphere and divided into east and west hemispheres. The real world is round and shaped like a sphere and divided into east and west hemispheres. There's east and there's west. On the top and the bottom where it's always cold are 2 points we call the north and south poles. On the top and the bottom where it's always cold are 2 points we call the north and south poles. There's north and there's south. And in between the poles, you're right in the center, an imaginary line we call the equator. In between the poles, you're right in the center, an imaginary line we call the equator. If you're looking at a globe or a map of the world, and you want to understand it, you gotta know these hemispheres, north and south poles, equator, oceans, continents, and lots of countries. oceans.
What are the oceans called? Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean, and the Southern Ocean.
But there is also land, so please don't forget it's divided into 7 continents.
North and South America, Europe, and Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. That's all the continents.
In the continents, it's divided again into many different countries, also called nations.
How many countries have you ever wondered? Count them all up, it's almost 200. Almost 200 countries.
Sing it one more time. If you're looking at a global map of the world, and you want to understand it, you gotta know these hemispheres, north and south poles, equator, oceans, continents, and lots of countries.
I am joined today by Athletic Director Melinda Brightwell and baseball coach Will Inman, and we are overlooking the Dick Hensley Athletic Complex, home to the newly rebranded Lizzie Mulick baseball field. Let's start with you, Miss Brightwell. It looks like things have changed quite a bit out here since last fall. Tell us a little bit about that transformation.
We kicked off a fairly large fundraising campaign last school year. The campaign was led by the baseball team, and through their efforts, we were able to raise funds to install new dugouts, a new backstop, new safety netting, a new sign, and better spectator sidelines. That work was completed in time for our first scrimmage this past year, but unfortunately that was the only Carlisle game played here so far due to the COVID shutdown. We have not had the opportunity to host a formal ribbon cutting for the new field yet, so we'd like to take a moment today to thank all of our sponsors, specifically Dr. Jim and Susan Mulick and Mr. Bill Lizzie.
Coach Inman, tell us what we can look forward to this year.
This year we look to have a full schedule with conference games as well as non-conference games, and we're able to play on our new baseball field that also has been generating money for the school through tournament rentals. We look forward to have a great senior class with Garrett Kangas and Addison Clark, who are also going to VMI and Campbell to be college baseball players. So we're extremely excited about that.
It looks great out here. I can't wait to attend a Carlisle Chiefs baseball game this spring. Back to you, Charity.
Thanks, Haddon. Let's have some fun and give away a door prize. The winner of the drawing will receive 2 Carlisle branded face masks, one to keep and one to give to a student.
Our winner is Marsha Guerin of Ridgeway, Virginia. Congrats.
I'm here in Miss Anderson's 3rd grade class, where her students have been learning about Greek history. Let's take a look at what they've been working on.
Hello, we're 3rd grade and we're learning about Greek mythology. Ares is the god of war. My father is Zeus. I love the wilderness.
Nike is the goddess of victory. Nike was very fast.
Hera is the queen of all gods and goddesses, the goddess of marriage and children. Athena was the favorite child of Zeus. Aphrodite is the goddess of love and beauty. She likes doves.
Hestia, she's Zeus's sister, goddess of hearth and home.
People call Hades the rich one. I am Poseidon, the lord of the sea. I am a moody and violent god. Athena is the goddess of wisdom. She was the favorite child of Zeus. Helios is god of the sun. His symbol is a golden chariot. What I've learned about Demetre, she gives people food. She never let her daughter out of her sight. And she is the sister of Zeus.
I'm learning about Hermes. He can fly. He's the son of Zeus.
My god is Dionysus. Dionysus is the youngest of the Olympians.
Hephaestus, he's a master blacksmith and craftsman.
I am Zeus. I am the most powerful god of all.
Apollo is the god of sun, music, and archery. He is very good with the bow and arrow.
That was a great job by our 3rd grade. Before we move on, Let's visit Amelia again in the donation center.
Our newest donors include Shanna Anson Manu, Sandra Adams, Lee Turner, Vicki Berkheimer, Carl Tusk, Ronnie and Susan Henderson, Jay and Deborah Shennick. If you have not made a gift to the annual fund yet, there is still time. Visit the link below or call us to make a pledge. As of now, we have raised more than $75,000, including pledges, for the annual fund. So thank you, everyone, who has supported us so far. Haddon, back to you.
Here in the upper school, students in Miss Mandy's journalism class work all throughout the year to design and publish the Carlisle School yearbook. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at that progress.
Basically, the students come up with everything that goes in the yearbook. They came up with our theme this year, which is writing our history, our own history. And that's really good because of what's going on in the world today. All right, so we're making kind of a historical book and putting in some flashbacks and throwbacks and then adding it to what we have now. And then when it comes to the pages, they are responsible for making sure that the theme translates onto as many pages as possible. So, and this is a pretty historical year, and I teach history as well, so to me this is very interesting that this is what they've chosen.
We spend a lot of time coming up with ideas, like our theme this year is writing our own history, so everything is history-based, because, you know, since unfortunately we're not going to get to do much this year, we're trying to focus on, like, what we have done in the past couple school years. And so we spend a lot of time coming up with ideas, and then once we come up with ideas, we get into the yearbook software and actually put it down.
The software has its issues, as Miss Manny will tell you, but basically it's a lot of clicking and dragging and resizing images just so they fit well on the page, and changing text boxes and stuff like that. It's fairly simple, but when you put it all together, it becomes somewhat complex.
I think it's important so like you can like remember everything that happened like during the year and see like all your classmates and what they did.
Buy your yearbook, don't be left out. You're in it.
That was great. Students, be sure to order your yearbook soon. Up next, each year, our Grandparents and Special Guest Day event has featured a special performance to honor all who serve or have served our nation. This year, we invited families to submit photos of their loved ones to share. Each service person will be recognized by members from our kindergarten and sophomore class.
Please join us in honoring those who serve or have served.
Al Jolly, U.S. Army.
Homer Wright, U.S. Army.
Cricket Satterfield, U.S. Army.
Sean Morrison, U.S. Navy.
Donald Blevins, U.S. Air Force.
Rick McDonald, U.S. Air Force.
Clinton Collins, U.S. Air Force.
Charlie Finney, U.S. Navy.
Wayne McMillan, U.S. Air Force.
Danny Burks, U.S. Army.
Ron Probst Jr., U.S. Army.
Ron Probst Sr., U.S. Air Force.
Mark Bernard, U.S. Navy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to all who serve our nation. One part of Carlisle School experience that really makes our school special is the incredible performing arts program. Miss Ann Norman Young does a fantastic job each year helping students to gain the poise, confidence to sing, dance, and perform. Let's watch.
The arts are alive and well at Carlisle School. The children have adapted beautifully to our current circumstances, and we are coming up with new and innovative ways to express our creativity.
so fun to watch. I know that the performing arts program has always been special to me during my years at Carlisle. We're almost at the end of our broadcast today, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. Before we end, we want to take a moment to thank all the donors who have participated today. Your support is so appreciated. Amelia, what is our total up to now?
Charity. Thanks to the generous support of donors across the nation today, we have raised more than $6,500 today, bringing our 2020-2021 annual fund campaign up to $76,754.
That's incredible. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported Carlisle School. We also want to thank all who made this event possible.
That's right, Charity. Our cast and crew have been preparing for weeks to showcase our school to you, and we're also so appreciative of Carlisle's faculty and staff who have been very supportive of this event. Please be sure to click the thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed watching, and be also sure to subscribe to Carlisle School's channel on YouTube so you do not miss future videos. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everyone.